Om Shanti. Welcome back to discuss more on power to decide. Yesterday, we had a small discussion on power to decide. And actually, if we really understand this, the key of our all happiness is our decisions only. Our decisions design our destiny. Our decisions are the key thing behind my present. What I have decided in past has become my present now. And what I'm going to decide right now will become my future. And some later on, it will become my present again. So a man is actually, a man is living with his own decisions. We take help for deciding our decisions during our life. Sometimes we take help from people, sometimes we take help from books, and sometimes we actually make our decisions based on these things only. I have decided because people given me this suggestion. I decided because I heard somewhere doing this is right or wrong. I decided this way because I feel I read somewhere you should do like this. So actually, your decisions, just your the foundation of your decision is based on others' opinion or any ideas borrowed from outside. It is actually not your decision and it may create some problem later in your life. You may start blaming others that because of him, I took this decision. If it is my decision, I need to understand my innate energies to take a good judgment. The power to good judgment is ability. Yesterday we discussed very well. It is ability to eliminate choices. It is ability to start a new process, to pave the pathway for a new process. And this power of good judgment or power to decide is ability to keep you, uh, to actually start a new journey in life. So, when we say that ability to eliminate choices, that means I am provided with choices, and that is why I have to decide. If there is no choice, that is not a decision making power. Many a times we feel like I decided in this way. And yesterday also there was a question, if I decided in this way, and a later part of our life we think that that was a wrong decision. To analyze your wrong decisions, first important question was, did I have did I have a choice that time? This decision I took that time based on that situations, that current situation, that moment. Did I have any choice that moment? If I had, then it was a decision. Then it will come under the category of right or wrong. But if I had no choice, then it was almost like my foundation. So it was not under the power of decision making. I was ought to do that. Sometimes being in a team or being younger or that moment, we do not have a choice to think upon, to eliminate, to choose in many things. Sometimes you just have to follow a decision. So that doesn't mean your decision making is faulty. No, because you had no choices, and that is why it was right or wrong or painful or happy. It is out of question because it was the only thing available, and I did that. So don't worry, don't regret about those decisions which were taken at the time of crisis without choices. So never regret those decisions. Because now at this moment there are maybe some other person in same situation, that person may have some choices. So that never ever compare yourself with people and regret your those decisions where you have no choice. So don't worry. So it is not power to decide, it was like power to accept whatever was coming in front of you. You have to accept, and you were accepting and you were going ahead. So this is one thing to understand. If there was no choice, I accepted, I went ahead, and that is not a faulty decision. Next, when we say we had many choices, and I eliminated a few choices, and I took one choice out of them, and then I started working with that. It is good. You started working with that. But remember, always remember, any decision is not going to give result at the moment of decision, because every decision starting a new event, and that event, that whole process will show the result at the end of the process only. And then only it is decided that your decision was right or wrong. So let me tell you one thing, any decision is right or wrong. This is a hypothetical situation. But yes, there is a mental state of means a mental state which can design a suitable decision, a good decision. I will not say right decision or wrong decision, a good decision. Now, the components of good decisions, yesterday we were talking about courage, we were talking about, I think there are two, three I told you yesterday. Do you remember any of them? Will you please revise it? Good wishes, yes. Courage, optimism, yes. And the last was, the last was, it was patience. So these are four ingredients which are required for good decision. Now, patience. There is one important thing for decisions. I want to take a right decision for my future. Why? Why do you want to take a correct decision? Why? Why? Can you answer why? Why do I think to take a correct decision for my future? For my peace? To feel peace later in my life? Or to be comfortable in my life? Okay, now I want to take decision for peace, or I have to take decision with peace. These are two things. I have to take decision for my peace of mind, or I am taking decision with peace, which is important. Which is important. For peace or with peace. For peace is future. It's future. Like, I'm deciding right now for future. Actually, whatever you are doing right now in present will automatically paves the path for future. So, correct is I am taking decision with peace. So, I need to be peaceful right now before deciding things. And then whatever decision you will take, it is going to support peace further. If you are happy before decision, then your decision will lead to happiness. If you are comfortable before decision, if you are cool, calm, composed before your decision will lead to the same. But usually, what we do, we take a decision in hurry and we think that it should lead to peace, it should lead to happiness. I will take a decision under pressure, and I think this decision will relieve my pressures. Now, whatever you have to decide, the first thing you decide, free from pressure right now, and what to do to get rid of pressure. There was a song in Brahma Kumaris, our administrative head, present administrative head, Dadi Gulzar. She loves that song very much. The song was made from some abroad people. That song was very nice. Check and change. Check and change. There were many, we were very young, and I don't remember the whole song. There were many children. We were also kid that time, and children on stage, they used to dance on that song. And the only word which I was able to catch, check and change, check and change. So they will sing something, so, and then check and change. They used to dance. Daddy used to admire that song ever. Why? Daddy used to say, only checking will never work. Only checking will leads to depression. Keep changing without checking will leave you unconfident at all. You will just uh, drain your self respect. So check and change, check and change. Before deciding, check your state of mind right now. Yesterday, we show you one balance. So that balance is the basic behind our decisions. Check. My mental lines are straight or not. The bamboo was very straight and needle was upright. I am able to connect or not. Check. And then put your ideas on one side, put your reference other side, and decide. Now, this needs a practice of withdrawal. If there is a chart at the end of this series, I will show you that chart, and in that chart there are some powers actually opposite to one power. They are balancing each other, and in the balancing each, there are some powers which are connected to each other, like power to discern and power to decide are sister powers connected with each other. But there are some powers which are balancing each other, and power to pack up balances power to decide. If you keep your luggage very scattered, it's very difficult to decide, because your scattered luggage will keep creating new options, new choices. I have seen people, they come with number of choices. If this will not happen, this will happen. This will not happen, this can happen. This can be done, that can be done. Finally, what are you going to do? No answer. No answer. So don't get trapped in that situation. Pack yourself first and then sit for decision. Compile your choices inside. Compile your choices. Pack yourself, e- travel extra light, and then try to go for decision. And here comes very important thing, the practice of withdrawing or packing my things, like the tortoise, like the suitcase. I remove extra luggage and I pack myself. This creates the ability, the clarity inside. Because if you have a packed luggage, you are very clear that you have only 7 dresses. So if you have to choose a dress right now, you have to choose out of 7 only. But if you do not have a packed luggage, you have 70 dresses. Out of this 70, 20 you forget. Out of this 50, you have to choose one. Out of this 50, 10 you don't like. Out of this 40, 10 you like very much. You want to save them. So out of this 30, you are banging your head to choose one correct answer. You won't be able to. So packing the luggage is very important. It's very balancing power for power to decide. Pack your luggage. This packing luggage will eliminate choices and start the process for new journey, any decision is starting journey. Deciding with peace needs not, if I not say an oasis, at least a cup of peace inside you. At the moment of decision, we become so flickering, we become shaken, we become, disturbed. Now, there are few factors which disturbs us because we do not have a prior preparation. For a good decision maker, to develop power to good judgment, you need to make some preparations. Number one, preparation. For a good judgment, the first preparation is you have a practice to be peaceful. You can at least sit silent at the moment of problem. When there is a problem, we have a practice, we have a long practice, very long practice to get panic, to scream, to talk very loud and fast, and to think very fast, and then trapped into the problem. So, if you want to go for a good judgment, practice at normal times for small decisions to sit in silence, to compile yourself and sit in a peaceful mode. So, this practice almost all the time. So, this is one important factor for good decision. Long term practice to withdraw and keep yourself in silence for small things. Second, keeping this knowledge, the knowledge of spiritual concepts in your mind, that everything is for good. Now, question number two. The question number one was with peace or for peace. Question number two, you are taking decision for yourself, for others, or for all. You are taking this decision for yourself, for others, or for all. Now, this is second question. You have to answer before, if you want to go for a good decision, you have to answer all these questions. And the answer should be for all. Till the time you will only think for yourself, You are the small part of the whole big picture. Because once you decided you are going to kickstart a new process, that process is not involving you only. That process will roll on many people in your world. And then at the time of end of the process, if you have thought about you only, you will find a failure because you have decided for half part of the situation. For others, still a wrong thing. You cannot eliminate yourself. So for all, decision is for all. So always remember, decision for all. I have seen many parents with a whole good feelings for their children, very nice, good feeling for their children. They try to give their children more than their capacities. They try to make their children go in such a school or such a training which is more than their capacity. They work hard behind for their children. They will not inform their children that this is not your capacity, this is not my capacity, but still I am giving you just for your better future. And later, now think for a moment the other side of the picture. You neglected yourself for your decision and you decide everything keeping your in mind your children. Actually, your children are unaware of the capacities. You never inform them, you never educate them about the realistic position of house or your realistic position. And children, they are children. They have a small brain inside. So they are thinking this is normal. As they grow up, when you feel they should understand your position, they are not able to understand your position. Why? Because the process which you started, the process was for them only. You avoided yourself in that process. So they do not have any education about your position. They won't be able to understand. Now, think for a moment, understand their dilemma. They think, till last year, my father was so cooperative to me, my mother was so cooperative to me. They were able to give everything to me. What happened to this year? And there start a friction in life. A right decision is not for you, not for me, keeping in mind all, all. Good. I want to give my children more than my capacity. Very nice. I will extend my capacity. I will work hard and I will give everything to my children. Very nice. Good wishes. Go ahead. But inform your children. Inform your children this is not my capacity, but I am working hard for you. So that they learn that they are basically just they have a less capacity, but there is a hard work behind this work, this attainment which I am getting. Sometimes they are not aware, and later part of life, when your child's height become equal to your height, and then you expect them to understand what you are going through. They were kids when you were struggling. They have loss of memory. They forget everything. We forget everything about our childhood. Many things we forget. So they forget everything. They were kid. If you reinforce that matter in their head while they were kid, they will be observative on that. And such children, they are able to they are able to recognize their parents' efforts. Why? Because the stories were told in between. These stories are important. So I'm not going in that part. I'm saying decision making is not for me, not for you, for all. A, a good decision. I will not say right or wrong. good decision on the moment, because right or wrong will be decided only after the process completes. Now, third good decision, the third way of taking good decision, then third question comes. I decide based on my knowledge, based on others' opinion, or I gain knowledge, imbibe in myself, and then decide. Now, this third is again correct. I decide, I gain knowledge before decision. I gain knowledge about my part, about all those who are going to envelop through this decision. I gain knowledge about their parts, and then I decide through my own opinion. Considering others' opinion is always good, but based on others' opinion, always bad. Remember, there are two things. Considering others' opinion, very good. Do it always. Based on others' opinion, very, very low quality personality. Don't do it. Don't get based on others' opinion. So be in your opinion. Be in, not just opinion, be sure with your knowledge. So this is another important part for another important way for a good decision. And last important way of a good decision is optimism. I don't know what will happen, because I every decision is only the beginning of the process. So I don't know this is going to good or bad. But expecting best and be ready for the worst. But at energy levels, if you remember what I think, I pull that type of energy from environment. So why not I pull good energies from environment? Optimism. I decide, I know pros and cons of my decisions, but I am hopeful, prepared for results. So these are elements of good decisions. Yes, of course, we cannot reverse back our decisions which we had taken earlier. Sometimes they are correct. They finally prove to be correct, or sometimes they prove wrong. We cannot go back. So do you feel all wrong decisions taken in our life are worst part of our life? Do you think? Wrong decisions which came till such a position where I didn't get an unexpected result, so all such decisions are bad part of my life? No. The important thing is, with all my wrong decisions which I come to know after the end of the process, I come to know not to decide in such a way again. And this is, if I don't want to repeat this type of decision making process again, what I have to do, what corrections I have to do. There may be few corrections. Maybe I have to choose right opinion. I was based on others' opinion, or I was considering my opinion. I have taken decision with peace or for peace. I have taken decision for me or for all. And the last and final was, this decision I am responsible for. I am responsible for. So let's reflect this thing in with some meditative points, and let's sit in going back in our life cycle and checking ourselves so that we can change effectively. And changes, I will be talking to you little later after this reflection. There are a few questions which we will show you. If you have a paper pen, we will request you to keep paper pen with you. If not, then it's fine. But if you have a paper pen, that will be very nice. So now sit comfortably, take a deep breath, and we are going to reflect a few points inside. Think for your whole life. Think for all big decisions which you have made, despite of different problems. You think you were the deciding factor. Maybe that was right or wrong, but think for big decisions of your life which you decided. You were not following others' decisions. Maybe it is right or wrong. Come out of that part. Don't judge that part, but think for all those judgments which you have taken and you feel that was very important for your life. Now, question number one. Identify all those decisions which were taken in a hurry. If you have a paper and pen, write down those decisions, at least five. Identify those decisions which were taken in a hurry. Just keep yourself very calm and quiet. Try to compose yourself. Try to think about all past. This is we are learning from our own life. Now, if you have identified all those decisions which you have taken in a hurry, question number two. Remember results. Every time when you decided, you started a new process, and that process came to an end. At the end of the process, you came to know your decision was right or wrong. So, remember results of your hurriedly made decisions. Question number three. Do you think the result would be different if the decision was taken with peace? Now, if yes, we'll proceed further. If no, you can stop here. If you think you could have decided with peace, peaceful mind that time, then your result, which you are facing right now, might be different. If yes, then follow the next question. If you get a chance to relive that deciding moment, what corrections you'll make? What corrections you will make? For a moment, I'll give you a time machine and you will go back to same situation there. But remember, when you will go back to same situation, you will forget the future. That moment you don't know the result also. So that moment when you were deciding it, what correction you will make in the process of taking decision? You don't know the results. You are unaware of future. There is some fault in my process of taking decision. Maybe I was supposed to go, I was supposed to work with peace, or I was not supposed to based on others' opinion, or I was supposed to be quiet. I was supposed to think all aspects of the situation. What corrections should I take if I relive that deciding moment? And finally, compile your learnings. Write down what are the learnings you learned. If you have to relive, if you got a chance to redecide this matter, what learnings you have learned. Come back. These are these answers are your own manual. What you do, what you don't want to do, what are you doing and you should not do. So, this is your own manual. Power to good judgment. There is a spiritual concept, very deep spiritual concept is power to good judgment need wisdom, power to discern. So, power to discern and spiritual wisdom will help you to decide better. Spiritual wisdom gives you, number one, the holistic view of the picture. And that is why we call it unlimited thinking. We think beyond the limits. And that is why we are able to see all aspect of the problem. Number two, spiritual wisdom gives me a practice to create peace in me before making a decision. So when I am balanced here inside, I have a clarity. I have a clarity, then I will pack up myself before decision. Already extra choices are eliminated. And then I will take a decision to come to one. Look, half part of power to decide is power to pack up. But power to pack up will not lead to one conclusion. Power to pack up will reduce the luggage. Reduce the luggage. But power to decide will reduce the luggage to one. Absolutely one. And then new process begins. A new journey starts. All these powers are very much associated. These powers are the basis of a spiritual lifestyle. So, power and a spiritual wisdom. Now, this is going to give you another thing, a big aspect that decision is for all. Because if I think this is my life, I am going to decide for myself. I have a right to decide for myself. Yes, that's very true. It's your life. You are deciding for yourself. You have a right. Very true. Now, then remember, you will be left alone. You will be living alone. Don't ask for the world around you. If the time of making a decision, if you will not consider the world around you, you will not get the help of the world when you will be actually tolerating that result of that, you will be facing the result of your own decision. What we do, we actually neglect this part during when we are taking decision. We neglect the part about all. When I have to take a decision, I'll say, no, it's for me. It's for me only. Very good. Go ahead. But later, be for you only always. Because now the whole world, which you have already neglected, will not come to support you further ever. So take that courage. It's not possible. Human is a social animal. Spiritual knowledge gives one very strong, optimistic feeling inside a heart of the yogi. And this optimism always go for logical and spiritual, sorry, logical and emotional aspects of the decision. Taking a decision very logically, spiritually, not correct. Taking a decision very emotionally, this is also not correct. Spirituality says logically emotional or emotionally logical, whatever you say. Emotionally logical decisions. Spirituality, spiritual concepts will lead you to that place. Be emotional, understand emotions, try to go ahead with emotions, but not leaving logics behind. Being logical, not neglecting emotions behind. Finally, we become human, the basic, the good human, the balance of logics and emotions. So, this is power to decide from our side. Next week, we will be coming up with power to face. Power to face is the balancing power to tolerate. If you remember, we were talking about facing the situation and tolerating the person. So, that power we will be coming up next week. And here I close our session for today. You can ask questions, but meanwhile, our announcements team will make announcements. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.